So let's see how much is picked up from this. Recording this while I'm driving. Hopefully the car audio is not too bad, and the kind of background music in which I'm gonna clip out, let's say. But there's a few things that came to my mind not too long ago on the topic of really the tangencies between the job market and the dating market, of which they're kind of one and the same. Between also the topic of, the advent of the servers, etc. But I think right now I just want to, and kind of the expansion of servers, in which the whole server society, of which just kind of relates to the Industrial Revolution or whatever else. And it's just total, spread and manifestation, etc., until it's kind of pinnacle point in which the entire human race, the need to be human, the human condition absolutely just disappears. But until then, I think I just want to talk about the similarities and really kind of the parallels between the job market and the dating market combined, of which both, by design, were necessary, to continue the human condition, to continue what it means to be human, to continue our species, to continue any sense of meaning and, any value in society, and to be alive, let's say. We can just start with the dating market. I mean, this can go back to, first wave, second wave, or at least all the stages of feminism, let's say. I mean, the dating market alone, I referred to before in the past, if I refer to my notes, as an absolute casino. It's guys, at least. I mean, it's a total simulation on both ends, but I mean, women value from it in a different way than men, because they obtain a perceived level of attention and value, whereas men, we don't really, or the value is not on the attention, the likes. I mean, we barely get any at all of that, but it's the, likelihood or prosperity to, to be with someone, to find someone, to be cared for, loved for, etc., to the chance to contribute to something greater than ourselves, be that to someone else, to our home, to our family, to have children, etc., of which, again, that's being zeroed out, screened out, kind of removed by design. So on one end, anyways, there's the dating market, right? So anyways, dating market alone, it's there was a graph or something, I should find it, but there was something I remember reading a couple of years back where it's how, again, by design, just how people have started to meet one another over the years, your interactions and communications take less in place through real space and more through the virtual, be that, let's say, social media, fabricated space, controlled space, surveilled space, non-real, non-physical, what do you call it? Not tactile, not textured, but not really, just not felt space. And even with dating markets, I mean, you look at, divorce rates aside and all the rest, but it's which, I mean, could probably be linked to all this stuff, because it's now we have the whole market is the whole world. I mean, in the future, it's not even the whole world, it's going to be all simulated at that, right? People have their e-spouses or whatever else, but yeah, the whole thing right now is on just, you think about and consider anyways, the whole dating market, it's there's, on both ends, you have this new perceived kind of simulation of what is really out there. I mean, whether it's real or not, but it's it's hardly real out there. You're just seeing images, 6 pictures, 3 text prompts, a little bio, if that. It's so curated, etc. It's we've become products in which to consume. So everyone's looking for the best product in which they can obtain from, in which, I mean, men and women both, but men barely get anything. Again, by design, the apps are absolute consumerist, fucking dystopian solution or creation, and it's who really pays for the product? It's men. Who pays to go to the club? Who pays to go out? It's men, right? Women are the prize in this sense. I mean, sure, people are going to attack this. Oh, prize, what am I, an object? I mean, at this point, yeah, that's what the system has devalued you too, in which you're participating in this one entire spectacle, right? Whether it's through social media, your dating app, or whatever else, right? People want to curate their lifestyles to appear as the best product for someone else in which to get chosen from. So anyways, and then women get what? There's so much shit where it's like a woman will be like, oh, I tried being a guy on the app. Wow, it's been a huge culture shock. It's like, dude, it's not I guess they're just living their own reality, which is so devoid of actual reality. But it's like, dude, what? The average guy gets like, a 6, 7, 8 gets one like or one match every so, and then you get ghosted, etc. Because women are flooded with hundreds or thousands of, matches on a daily basis. Let's say if you're above a 5 per se, and I mean, hypergamy is not a bad thing. That's just a normal thing, right? And I mean, it should incentivize men to be better and better. But when women can see an infinite and inflated kind of selection of men, of which don't represent the population or the vast average of people in society, of which they can actually choose from. So they have everything's just fucked. Everything's fucked. But maybe I'll branch onto this in another piece, and I can connect this voice note. But to connect this to the job market, is it really any different? And then I'm going to also connect this to, like, in the future there'll be no longer a need for the other, let alone a job. So introduce UBI, etc. Because a job was very much so you can have someone else. Now it's like, if you don't have a job, yeah, good luck. There's memes where there's things where it's like, oh, when you meet this one girl and you're unemployed, etc. But it's like, dude, if you're already having trouble and you're like somewhat decent and you work and you went to school, or whatever school means today, school's getting devalued on its own. But it's like, in the future when we have this UBI society, why would there be any reason for another, and especially when the system entirely outsources the ability to have children at that, at so many, anyways, that's all other thing. But is the job market really any the same? Like, most of the job markets are entirely fake. So people are applying for jobs, trying to like curate themselves. I mean, the job market is fake. I've talked about this before, and you see all this stuff where it's like, oh, people are using AI to curate their resumes to apply for jobs that are reviewed by AI systems, in which the job itself, like their email jobs are fake jobs. They're just bureaucratic machine positions, of which are just bound to, will eventually get replaced, etc. But yeah, it's like, you look at the job market and it's like, who runs these systems? Yeah, sure, there's an entire bureaucratic, machine that's running dating apps, and also the job market boards, recruitment, all the rest. But dude, it's women. Like, what was the thing before? It's like, before a woman entered their workplace, you never needed HR. It's only once women enter the workplace, like by design, because you want to divide the family unit, create a second set of consumers in society. There's just so many parts of this in terms of why women were bringing education. I'm not saying women shouldn't work, women shouldn't go to school. I'm not saying that at all. People are gonna just like let's think of this alternatively speaking, not just like, oh my God, you're so sexist. Or, dude, I'm pro-human. I'm anti-consumerism. I'm anti-capital. I'm anti-communist. Like, I'm anti all these systems. They're all anti-human at the end of the day. Like, let's just take a minute to actually think for once. So, if you look at the job market, it's like the HR board has a similar dopamine rush, a similar kind of effect to the dating market. So someone who's a recruiter or whatever else, whether it's one person or a group of people, they're getting thousands of applicants of both genders, sure, of which, and they want, at the end, they're going to choose the best of the best of the best. It's like, it's so crazy. Like, before, the job market has changed, like, dramatically, like drastically. So, I mean, before you can just walk and get your job, like 40, even like 20 years ago, just drop off a resume. Some people still do today. I mean, it's kind of an outlier now that it's 2025, almost 2026. Like, what a way to stand out. But, yeah, anyways, so recruiters are getting infinite applicants, and it's like, these jobs might even be fake to begin with. And it's like, again, the need to have it, just so a lot of people are saying fuck that to the job market, and people are saying fuck that to the dating market combined, which is quite interesting. So anyways, I'm just going to leave it at this as maybe like a first part, or I'll continue this as something else, but just very much so trying to pair up and understand both. I've made videos on this already on like kind of the meaningless of the job market, but I've also more and more thought of like meaningless of the dating market. And then you have same kind of idea. It's like this whole MGTOW thing, like men going their own way, in which the system wants by design, right? So men are just like choosing not to participate. Like for myself, that's how it is with the job market. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking bashing my head trying to get a job. I went to school for 8 years. I worked for another 5+. I've done all the right steps, which gets me nothing now. It's like, it's almost better if I didn't do anything to begin with. And I mean, just sign of the times, right? I'm sure things would have been different, 5-10 years past. But it's like anyone born between the years of like 95 to 05 right now are kind of like in this kind of bubble, let's say. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that, and then continue this when I'm ready to do so.